Okay, and we will now go into finishing up the latest MSQ patch here on 14. Rashawn has a message from Charlian. One of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Baldegian request your presence in Charlian at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to your friends, I'd hope that might be of service, but it's you alone that they require. If you've no pressing business, pray make your way to the Baldegian Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Ashtaya the city. From notable landmarks of the people's lives, there's so much and more for her to see. Farewell for now, friend. I look forward to the day we set forth on another adventure together. I mean, base Sword and Shield I thought was actually pretty bad. Mechanically it was alright, but storyline wise was probably the worst Pokemon game that they'd ever released. A warm and hearty welcome to you. I gather you received our message? Please wait here while I fetch Cryo and Raha. Thank you for coming on such short notice. Forgive us for sending for you so soon after your trials in the void. Say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Erenville. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. I imagine you're as surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell me is that there's someone whom he wishes Kyrian to meet. He also mentioned that he would be tending the business at the studio. Shall we look for him there? No, that's not what I want. I just want to make sure my sound settings. Probably turn that up a little bit. Why did I hear Kupo? Let's go over this way. If I come back through here, do I hear the Kupo again? Okay, I got no idea why I heard that, but... Congratulations there, Ruby. Now then, where is Erenville?
Erenville!
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important. I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World. Tural.
You went to Tural? Then the person who you wish to introduce...
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
No one?
But it seems you've lost her.
Did she wander off?
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is her, the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain she's no ordinary woman. I'm Uklamat, claimant to the throne of Tulihuela.
Tulihuela.
It's Tural's governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
Sure, that can
Given
be
the
arranged.
magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The Rite of Succession. Taking the form of a contest, it will determine who next ascends the throne. As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning. I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you. A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our star.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
I guess?
Let's all just slow down. Wuklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Tulihuela is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides. He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Hardly. I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage. But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me. Now, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled City of Gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda. Tell me that doesn't pique your interest.
Sure, why not?
We're going to get along, you and I. Tural has no shortage of unexplored frontiers and deadly fiends. You'll never want for excitement, I promise you.
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Tuliolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions. So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
Just one moment. I'll be right back. Sorry about that wait. Ra appears equal parts bewildered and excited. The chance to see not only Tural, but the fabled Golden Cities besides. This is... It's not to say we should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let's begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor in the manner she suggests. I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for her hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I learned about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Ham. You went there not long ago and called someone really fauna, of course. But according to recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. It's believed that they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, And so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it as part of your hunt. Perhaps you might answer the petition? That wasn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tural. Whatever this creature is, it better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we have a chance to get acquainted. And thank you, Ruby, for the hydrate. Before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions, my apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray go on ahead to the Isle. I will join you as soon as possible. If the rest of you are ready, let's head to the harbor. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. Okay. Where am I going to? All the way down there. At least get to there faster. So, we have to take the ship. I barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose for a good cause. A hunt. Come on, let's get going. Wait, shit. I don't think I equipped my good weapon. Oops!
From here, we must walk.
So much ice. It rivals even Yogg-Tural. Oh, a white bear. I wonder what it tastes like.
That's a fair question.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
I know. I know.
Can't blame her for being excited, though.
So this is the Isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kono's my second older brother. And until recently, he was a student in this city. He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day. And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went to the studium? Your brother must be quite a scholar. But I wonder, like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain secret. Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see. One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain, hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can. The researchers should be just ahead.
Oh, shit.
There. The building to the northeast.
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me. Right, let's hunt our fill.
Look,
So let's see what we'll
someone's
find
in
here.
trouble.
Yeah, taste my axe.
These animals are usually so docile.
Well, not today, they're not. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I'll take it you're the one who answered our petition? Wait, aren't you? You are. The Avenger who saved our star, but that our meeting was under better circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. I found more of the same across the chasm. Once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you'll give me just a moment, I can finish checking your equipment.
You really are famous.
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
Quite Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Is that our petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume. We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in the recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected we have encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find and search for traces of the beasts responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we'd be most grateful if you would share it with us.
I'll handle this.
Why does her voice sound so familiar? I wonder what else she's done.
Is that all? Come on, let's pick up the creature's trail. These claw marks, I've seen their like before. It's starting to feel like a proper hunt.
Feathers. But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
You presume it's even safe to eat? Still fresh. Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
Do you suppose they're upset we disturbed their home?
Who knows? If they're spoiling for a fight, then they've got one.
Let's head back and report what we found.
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey. Ah! What is that thing?
An even bigger.
It speaks?
It's heading towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
And what if I don't want to deal with the creature?
Come, Woklamat.
Right.
What then? What then?
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
That's what being startled is.
Forgive me, but I fail to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
Caught me by surprise! Caught me by surprise!
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit! Talk all you like, Bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you. Ah, shut up already, you blasted bird!
Look out! I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
Surprised she hasn't asked if it's edible yet.
Not good. Quickly, gather together. I've got you.
That was too close.
Steady now. Damn it.
Spread out, everyone!
You pay for that. Thank you.
Why you can clear over here to this side? The other side would have been far shorter of distance and would have been more likely to succeed. Shit, I did not get out of the way of that in time. At least no fancy uptime badge for me. At least not in this instance, there's not.
That was hardly a tickle. Try this. Nothing to it. We have you now, you loudmouth bastard!
Throw everything you have at it.
That's what I'm doing!
And I had barely limbered up.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
Only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt. But what a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Dirty tricks? Dirty tricks?
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have easily...
Leave this to me. How about you?
What the hell? I'm guessing that's the new class. Or, well, one of the new classes. Don't guess that's Pictomancer.
Cryle!
I am terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I
I
explained what
will
happened.
level it, but I will not probably play it very much beyond just leveling for cosmetic purposes. And seeing the story of it. Because
So
I will
this
probably
is
be
what you
very,
meant
very
by
bad at it.
Seeing to preparations.
After hearing of the contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamut. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Hydaelyn. Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar, rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind, again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft. As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute. And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer. With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy. As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style. What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Indeed. I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Well, I mean, there's little information known apparently, so that makes good sense.
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuli Yolal. It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf, and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Jaja. Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant. What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn Servant himself?
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this. Given how culturally diverse Tuli Yolal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one. The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no? This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, he would have been in Turali. And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent, then?
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuli Yolal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt. We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
We're eating that.
I mean, why not? Wildlife passed by in the researcher's safe. Our task is complete. That just leaves the matter of the Colibri meat. For better or for worse, there's only one place we can take it to here in Charlian. The Last Stand. Come, let us see what Dickon can cook up for us. I don't know. I would more like to have seen the Viper class in action than anything. Because isn't that supposed to be like a dual sword wielding class? So I know that wasn't what the new girl is. Oh no, there's the famous face if I've ever seen one. What can I get you? Bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me, I have just the recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors, and for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear?
Come, come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together. I'd heard that Charlayan cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice. So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Charlian.
It's nothing I can't handle.
Your boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
Yeah, probably ain't happening.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
That sounds right.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
I see. I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead. Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long. The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace. But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy. Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. I can't allow it. No matter what, I must win this contest.
I understand your reasons. But this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it. The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies. That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well. And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tulihualal? You don't need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you. Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
Whether Yuck Lamont has the makings of a ruler, I couldn't say, but I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's fast time to report our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. She'll come by the annex later. Till then. Rahatia is mulling over what you have learned of Yuck Lamont and her plan. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Yuck Lamont's situation. Still, you've been afforded time to consider an invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Nomenon is bound to have some information on the continent. We're talking about mysterious lands and unknown wonders here. I'm confident we'll find reports so thrilling as to drive any thoughts napping from your mind. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. To be honest, I'd really rather just have like a cursory idea of some things I want to do in a country, and then just go there, do those few things, and then see what else I can find. I mean, that's although it's not really my plan for one place I want to visit, just because honestly there's just so much there I want to see. And so I'm kind of like, at this point, it's kind of become one of those things of, if I'm going for like a month. Just because flights are, well, incredibly goddamn expensive. Thank you for the hydrate there, Ruby. Excuse me. Like, I can't even... I have probably for the last 20-some years wanted to visit Japan. Actually, probably even longer than that. So I remember when I was probably about 9 or 10, my dad got back from a work trip from Japan. He brought a few souvenirs and some candy with him. And probably ever since then, I've been thinking about going to Japan. And it's like, I keep watching different videos about proper etiquette and things to go do and all these really neat places. As well as reading up on various places to go see and things to do. And it's just like, there's enough stuff, different stuff here to fill in up like a full month. Scoured the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. Well, there are a few books wholly dedicated to the subject to all. I dare say you found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. But come, let's continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? The legendary city of gold. I suspect any mention of the gold would catch your eye. 'Tis truly a mystery among mysteries. Here is a city whose location is unknown, that no one has ever seen, and yet whispers of its existence continue to persist. Countless souls have set off in search of it, never to return. I can imagine it being a suitable challenge to the ritual of succession. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tural? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would interest you. Ah yes, the alpaca. In addition to serving as beasts of burden, they provide clothing for people by way of their lush fleece. They are especially prized by mountain tribes, who hold certain rare specimens sacred. I thought I heard a familiar voices. Alphinaud and Alisaie. Fancy running the two of you here. Well, have some research of your own, do you? Aye, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Radzatan, they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbors of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. What are the two of you? What endeavor brings you here this day? A nation composed of the disparate peoples of Toral. I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We do well to read up on Tuliyollal ourselves. If I could pronounce that, son of a bitch! The contest is Kyrian the only one allowed to help Yuk-Lamont? There was no mention of such restrictions as I recall. On the contrary, Yuk-Lamont gave us the impression that she could have several champions. I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Follow me, Alphinaud. We have planning to do. Alisaie, wait! It would seem our plans have changed, if you'll excuse me. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let us return to the annex.
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story. What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Yuk-Lamat's request?
I just never say no to a new adventure.
Ha! I thought you might say that. With an intrepid attitude such as yours, I believe all shall be well. Be it the contest or something else, there will be many trials for you to overcome at your destination. But in the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward. That's what adventurers do, is it not? Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenor. The experiences to be had, all the things you might hear, feel, and think.
Oh, goddamn it, that line again.
It's enough to stir me to the core.
I was hoping we're kind of done with that
Life
line.
is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another. Ah, but there's an idea. I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
Of course, he's right there. It's like, oh, new adventure. Let's get the Scions back together and we'll all go do the thing. Well, not really get them back together, but it's like, we'll get back together without really getting back together. And then there'll be things that happen and we'll all get back together. I'm back. If you're looking for Yuklamash, he's currently with the others in her chambers. If you like, I can go and fetch them for you. Understood. Please wait in the main hall.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on then. Let's hear it.
The other one sounded too much like Star Trek.
Excellent. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. But I dare say your time in Tural will be its own reward.
You're not planning to leave without us, are you? Alphino, Alize! What are you two doing here?
We happened to cross paths at Numenor earlier, you see, and I told them about Wuklamat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, you must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville as toads.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that!
First impressions last.
I
Tis
mean,
an honor and a pleasure
they
to make
do,
your acquaintance, Your Highness.
depending on what those first impressions
Alphino
were.
Lavia at your service, and this is my sister Alize.
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliolal, a nation founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable. They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers, and spare them grisly deaths. I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
As I recall, Kryl, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
But, Raha...
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
Apparently she hasn't done anything The voice actress for Yuck Lamont apparently hasn't done anything
Thank you,
I've actually
Raha.
heard before.
Thank
It's
you.
surprising. Because she sounds so familiar.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora. There. This, my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
I mean, we still have other worlds we can even if we finish up this planet, there's still the other fragments of our world to explore. Not to mention maybe other planets. that'll be an interesting expansion. I very much feel like this Dawn Trail is really just going to be more, at least from the trailers, more of that anime beach episode that you see in every anime. But we'll see how it actually plays out. If you're wondering, I always try and just let the credits play. It's just respectful of the other people who put their time in making the game. Though I have to say, like, the various patches for this expansion were almost as good as the original, as the expansion itself. So many credits. know. Maybe we're finally... No. Oh no, we're in all the logos. Finally. After what? Half an hour? Okay. Unless you wonder about your passage to Toral, Erenville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you. A rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Now, I'm not sure when departure will be, but rest assured, I'll let you know. When I hear something, till then, please take your ease.
When does the next ship set sail?
May I ask your destination?
The north and east, I've already seen. I suppose I'll head west this time.
West, you say?
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition. Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember.
Aren't they all?
Come, my friend. We make for Taral.
There's still at least a couple companions we've not seen anything of. But we know one's not coming back. She's
Tell me,
off being a leader.
have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World?
Weigh anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of a new adventure is nigh. Row forth to break horizons bond and tread the gilded path beyond. Okay, with that being done, we're going to go ahead and we'll raid out tonight. I think we're going to raid out to Scarletta. They're playing Pokemon right now. We move over, go ahead and copy and paste this message into the chat. Thank you everyone for joining us here this evening. We will be back tomorrow with more of something. Till then, I hope all of you have a very wonderful rest of your night.